Oh my God, that looks good.
Only Spotless Kings, baby. Every time you've done my car, it's been a 10.
Service with Spotless Kings is really good. You're on time, you do a nice job, you're nice, clean, and respectful.
Hey guys, it's Brinson with Spotless Kings Mobile Detailing out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. In today's video, I will be showing you how to make more money with your detailing business, how to be more versatile with your detailing business, how to offer more services. With this specific service, I am going to show you, you are able to make over $1,000 with just one car, one vehicle, $1,000 in a day. So you can't beat that. We're going to be applying a 7-year ceramic coating for one of our clients on their truck. And just with that detail, we're going to make over $1,000 today. So stay tuned, and I'm gonna show you the step-by-step process of how to do a ceramic coating, so that way you're able to add it to your detailing business too. As you can see, man, we finally got the wrap done to the van. I told you guys that I was gonna do it, and I finally did it. We got the wrap done. Shout out to the guys over at Well Wrap It. They got me right with the wrap. Let me go ahead and show you guys how everything looked. Even the setup too, I added to the setup. The setup looks a little different now. I moved the generator back here like I said I was going to. I added some floors to the wood. Remember, this setup was built by me. I didn't pay nobody to do it. I did it by myself. So far it's coming pretty good. It's coming pretty good. I still have to add the doors, the metal to the doors, so that way I'm able to put my products. But so far so good, so far so good. Doing a ceramic coating, you always want to start off by washing the vehicles. We always start off with the rims. We hit the rims first. After the rims, we go and wash the vehicle. That is the first step to doing a ceramic coating. All right, so we got our wheel bucket ready. We're gonna go ahead and start. Shit. Bart, you wanna be seen? I can make you famous.
That is rock.
Thank you, Bart.
Oh, real clean.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Doing the wheels, you always have to get inside of the lug nuts. A lot of people forget, but that's what makes a big difference in the rims and how they look. We rinse off the tires and wheels. Now, before we foam the vehicle and wash the vehicle, the first thing we always do is rinse the vehicle off, so that way we knock off any heavy dirt that's on the vehicle with the pressure washer. So when we go wash it, we're not creating more swirls and more scratches on the paint. Yeah. We're gonna take all the soap off for our next step. All right guys, now that our wash is complete, the next step is very important. We're gonna decontaminate the paint. We have our iron decon right here. We're gonna go ahead and apply this to the paint. What this does is it brings all the contaminants up off the paint. It turns them purple, and then you just literally spray them off, and it makes the paint very smooth. So before we spray this, I'm gonna dry the car just a little bit, not too much. I'm just gonna dry it a little bit, so that way it doesn't dilute this too much. We're gonna go ahead and spray the iron decon on the paint. Oh, I highly recommend wearing the mask. I forgot a mask, but I have to do it, so. Look, it turns purple. It's literally picking everything off the paint for me. This is how you know when to rinse it. All right, guys, so the next step after the iron decon, we're gonna go ahead and clay bar it. See, a lot of people would do the last step and not do this step, or they'll do this step and not the other. I just do both just to be safe, just to be sure, because even though I did the iron decon, I still felt like I could pick some more stuff up with the clay bar, so that way when I go polish, it makes my life easier. So prepping is very important. If you prep the paint right, you shouldn't have to worry about anything. So now I'm gonna show you guys the clay bar process. Do not use with the clay bar. When you do the clay bar, you have to use soap. Don't use water, because you want the clay bar to just glide against the paint. You don't want it to get stuck on the paint. So we're gonna just foam the car again, and then we're gonna clay bar it. Now that we did our clay bar, we rinsed the vehicle for the final time. We're gonna go ahead and dry it with our big microfiber towels. We're gonna go ahead and blow the cracks, just because while we're polishing, we don't want water running out on the paint while we're polishing. So we're gonna go ahead and blow it. Look at that, you see all that water that's coming out? We don't want that while polishing. Now it's time to polish the paint, but before we polish the paint, we're gonna tape around the plastic trims. All the plastic trims we tape around, because when the polish gets on them, they turn white over time, and we don't want that. So we're almost done with prepping the paint. We have one more step to do, and that's the polish. For the polish, we have to put our tint up, just because we don't want it to get too hot. You don't want to do this in the hot sun. I can't lie to you. If it's in the hot sun, you're gonna have a hard time doing it, just because it dries up so fast and you don't even really get a chance to wipe it, and it just could get really ugly with the sun. So we're going to do it in the garage, but they don't have enough lighting in the garage, and I didn't bring my light, so we're just gonna go ahead and do it outside. All right, when polishing, we always want to get a fresh pad. It doesn't have to necessarily be new, but it has to be clean. We're using a Roops DA fine polishing foam pad. See, we're not gonna use this one because we just used it for a ceramic coating job yesterday. So we're gonna put our pad on our polisher. This polisher I got from Harbor Freight. It's only about 80 bucks, and I've had it for about a year or two, and it gets the job done. I think this pad was a little too small, but it'll do. This pad is definitely too small. We need a 6-inch. This looks like a 4 or 5-inch. Yeah, this is a 5-inch foam pad, but it'll still get the job done. For our polisher, we're gonna be using DA Roops Fine Polishing Compound. This is one of the best compounds out there, at least to me. I've been using it for a few years now, and it has not let me down. Shout out to Roops. All right, we're gonna start off by putting just 3 of these. We'll do 4, why not? It's a big vehicle. For our speed, since we're polishing, I don't usually go any more than 3. I usually leave it at 3. We're gonna go ahead and spread. We're gonna go ahead and spread the polish out a little bit before we start the machine, because you don't want to start in one spot and have all the polish in that one spot. So you want to spread it around, and then you go. I have it at about 3. Since I have a smaller pad on it, I really have to be careful around the edges, so that way I don't scratch the paint or anything. And this is just a polish, guys. It's not a paint correction. So you don't have to stay on one spot for a long time. You're not trying to correct the paint. You're just trying to polish it so that way ceramic coating binds itself with the paint. A lot of people they'll do a ceramic coating and they won't polish. They'll go straight to it after clay barring. But you have to polish just so that the ceramic coating actually binds with the paint. We're gonna go ahead and use our paint towel. This is a good paint towel because it's really soft. You gotta make sure you get these kind of towels so that way you don't add more swirl marks to the paint. So we're gonna use one of these and just wipe the polish off. And voila. So we're gonna go ahead and do that to the whole car. The final step before we apply the coating, all the polish that we just put on this vehicle, it's not good to leave on when you're doing the ceramic coating, because like I said, you want the coating to really bind with the paint. So to make it bind with the paint, we're gonna go ahead and use this eraser by CarPro, and then we're gonna erase all the oil and polish off of the paint. And then after we do that, then we're gonna apply the coating. Let me show you guys. It's very simple. We have our paint towel, we have our product, a few mist on the paint, and we just wipe through. For the final step, we're going to apply our ceramic coating. This is actually the easiest step out of everything we just did. Applying it is not the hard part. It's prepping the paint. So when you're doing the coating, it's all about prepping. You got to make sure it's prepped and ready to go. Once it's prepped, you're less liable to make more mistakes if you prep the paint the correct way. So to apply it, we're going to be using our applicator pad right here. We have our coating right here, 7-year coating. Shout out to these guys, my mechanical supply shop. This is where I get all my ceramic coatings. They never let me down. Before we apply the coating, we're just going to go ahead and rip all the tape off the vehicle, so that way we can ceramic coat all around the trims, the paint, and everything is getting coated. Put a few drops. We're not gonna go crazy with it, not too much. We just put a few drops on the pad, and then we're gonna put it on the car. Not too much, a few drops. So I like to go long ways, and then after I go long ways on it, I go up and down, just to make sure everything is covered and that I don't miss any spots. I'm not gonna do too big of a spot. I mean, since I'm not in the sun or outside, I can do a bigger spot than usual. But I like to work in a small area so that way I know what I'm doing, way I can see everything and have more control under it. Once he put the camera down though, he's gonna go ahead and help me out, so that way I can do bigger spots while he's drying it. So after we apply it to this, you see how we applied it to this small area right here? We're gonna let it sit for about a minute at most, usually 45 seconds to a minute. Or once you see that it starts to flash, then that's when you wipe it off. Now that it's set for about 45 seconds to a minute, we're gonna go ahead and wipe it off. You don't want to wipe it off too fast because you do want it to bind with the paint. So that's why I say 45 seconds to a minute. So we're gonna repeat this process all over the car. We're not gonna show you the whole thing because it would take a long time, but literally the same process you can repeat on the windows. You can do the plastic trims. You can even do the wheels. We're just not doing it for him today because he didn't pay for it. But you can apply it on almost anything on the vehicle to protect the vehicle. All right, guys, so yeah, we completed the 7-year ceramic coating for our client. Graphite. For our client. Very good. And yeah, it came out great. Now their paint is protected. It's protected from a lot of things. A lot of people don't know what a ceramic coating is, but here in Florida, especially with the sun and the heat rays, the UV rays, you need protection on your paint, so that way your paint don't fade. That way your paint don't mess up really fast. So now his paint is protected from bird poop. When bird poop falls in his paint now, it's not going to stain it. When the bugs get in front of his bumper, they'll be easy to take off. It protects it from water spots. You know, if you do get water spots, it comes right off because the paint, like I said, is protected. So If you haven't gotten your car ceramic coated, get it ceramic coated. And if you are a detailer and you're looking to make more money with your detailing business, then I highly recommend adding this to your services.